Hey folks, welcome to the SmackDown podcast. It's your host Kyle and Benji. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's good, man?
Hey man, coming off of your picks, man. The 205 Live NXT shows, man. Awesome stuff.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, man. I'm so excited. But you guys, thank you guys for joining us. We are the SmackDown podcast. We host weekly shows covering your main WWE promotions, your Raw, SmackDown. Like I said, this episode is 205 Live NXT. We're in discussions about NXT UK, but as it stands right now, we're already watching, at least myself, I'm watching 7 hours of wrestling every week, man. Boy, it's a lot of wrestling. But we're getting there, man. We're getting there. You're probably watching us on YouTube. Thank you. If you're trying to find us on YouTube, just type in the search bar, SmackDown Podcast, 3 words. While you're there, if you wouldn't mind, man, give us a like and a subscribe. We are on the road to 100 subscribers, so we can get that nice custom URL. So
What? How far away are we?
Oh, so far. I think we only got like 22 subs right now.
22 up, baby.
22, man. We're almost quarter of the way there. And I'm very appreciative of those 22 people as well. But if you like the audio realm of things, you can find us on Podbean. Podbean, excuse me, at smackrawpod.podbean.com. Also, we are on Spotify. I need to get off my butt, man, and go ahead and look up how to get us on Google Play and iTunes. I really
Gotta
think
make the moves, man. Make
I
the
know,
moves.
man. I know. Rob was the producer. I really underestimated how much work goes into what Rob was doing before his computer like crapped the bed, and I'm starting to think it wasn't an accident because it's been a lot of work.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Doing the show, it's been a little bit, but I'm enjoying it, man. I'm liking it, and hopefully you guys are too. Benji, you're pretty active with the
Yeah.
computer stuff, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm on pretty active here and there. On Twitter, on YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Not Facebook, because fuck Facebook. But
Shit.
yeah, you can find me at Calavera Comedy. Just hit me up. You want to talk shit? You want to do whatever? Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Benji's a fun guy. You can hit me up too. I'm at the Kai Tai Show, and then of course you can hit our channel up, which Rob and I both kind of co-share the channel page, which I'm gonna go into a funny story about last night about that. But our channel page is on Twitter is at SmackDown. So last night we were my wife and I we were sitting down enjoying some tequila, watching some TV together, and this girl hits me up on Twitter. And
Oh shit.
yeah, right. Got in the DMs, and
Uh-oh.
and my wife and I, we've always played a game that like we we don't lead on anybody, but if they hit on us, we kind of just like want to see where it goes, and we'll
You
do
guys
it.
are free spirited.
We'll do it
Okay.
together. Obviously, I'm not gonna play along like by myself. That's just weird. But
Hey, no king shaming. No king shaming.
she was sitting there with me, so I was like, I wonder how thirsty this chick is. Well, the girl's talking to us, right? And she doesn't give anything juicy, but like during the conversation, she mentioned like about liking Baron Corbin, and I tell her that you can't, that's not gonna fly, and then she replies back, but it shows up like I'm the one saying it. I'm like, man, this is weird. Maybe this is a glitch in the app. And so the conversation gets really confusing. So I'm replying to that reply, and it's not until like a couple transitions later do I realize that Rob was in the damn DMs too, also as me, and I realized like, oh my god, this girl's DM'd the podcast page. I thought she was DMing my personal page, man. And so it looked like our Twitter DM was schizophrenic. All right, because it must have been the most confusing thing for that girl to go through. Because I'm thinking she's talking and it ended up being Rob, man. So when she would reply, she obviously don't know what the hell's going on. And by the end of it, I was like, oh my god, this is such a mess. Like, this is such a damn mess. I bet Rob was cracking up, man. Bet he was. I'll have to ask him about that.
Yeah. 3 ways can be messy, man.
Yeah, it can't be. Oh man, let's get into it, man. Let's get into the show.
Let's get in, man. How you feeling?
Good, man. I think I was mentioning to you earlier yesterday was a really busy day, so I couldn't give 205 Live the proper love it deserved, but it was still really good. You know, if I'm sore, man, and I'm tired, it's hard to enjoy any product, I think. But I kind of wish I had saved 205 Live for this morning like I did NXT. Because the main event was a car crash. It was really good.
Man, it was a tidal wave, man. Speaking of which, shout out to the Coast Guard who caught a cocaine smuggling submarine today.
For real.
Straight up crack. And speaking of crack, shout out to those pinche mama huevos, heel pops and chair shots, you motherfuckers. Shout out to those guys. Pieces of shit.
I saw that they were heckling you, I think. Were they?
Nah, they cool dudes, man. Y'all should check them out.
Yeah,
They're fucking awesome.
Saw a girl. She was like, "What is going on?" Looked like you guys were like full on fighting, man.
No, we just talking shit. They know what's good. They know they don't want the smoke. They don't want the smoke. They know.
We need to do a collab show one of these days with them or the Rob and I think we mentioned it on Raw or SmackDown with the Fickle Fan podcast. We need to do a collab show, guys. Any of those, man. Any of those. Need to bring them back, man. A lot of fun. Instead, I'm stuck here with your lame ass. So.
You wish.
Yeah, but yeah. So.
205 Live.
It's good.
It's pretty good, man. Starts off, we get the human trash goblin Oney Lorcan standing there giving his speech about who knows what, and then you know what? Sometimes you want to lend money out, sometimes you need it back, and you know what? You get your cash back as Daivari De Niro smacks the shit out of him with a chair.
Yeah.
We're going
they
down.
announced that the main event was going to be anything goes.
And as soon as, little goblin over here, Oney Lorcan, starts getting riled up, his voice starts crackling, he's like, how does it feel? How does it feel?
Yeah, dude. He's a trip, man. I still don't know what... You call him the human trash goblin. I'm trying to figure out his gimmick, man, because he's just so, like... He marches to the beat of his own drum, that's for sure. So the Anything Goes match is, so we're just adding on to the plethora of different names for the hardcore match. It's I was waiting for them to say it's like Falls Count Anywhere or it's no DQ or something, but they just labeled their main event as a Anything Goes match, which was just
no DQ, Extreme Rules, unsanctioned, Anything Goes. It's all Babylon things.
Fight. When the street fight has its own gimmick, you show up in jeans.
Yes,
that's the requirement of the street fights. You wear jeans. But yeah, it was Anything Goes. I'm taken away from it. It was a good match. Just like weird marketing or labeling in that case. I'll tell you what wasn't weird. That was the first match of the night with our former Cruiserweight champion, Mr. Brian Kendrick, taking on Sunil Singh with Samir on the outside. Match was good. I'm becoming a fan of the Singh brothers. I did not see that happening. I did not see it happening, and they looked like $1 million where they showed them confronting Kendrick earlier in the night.
Mm-hmm.
They look like movie stars, like Bollywood stars, I guess. But the match was good. Kendrick overcame Samir, making his presence known, and got the win on Sunil. So they were still referring to his submission as the captain's hook, or have they gone back to calling it the bully choke? I can't remember.
No. Well, it's be a star, they're not going to use bully, so it's going to be the captain's hook.
It's still it's captain's hook again. Okay. I wasn't sure because it looks like he's dropped the whole pirate gimmick. So I wasn't sure if they changed the name of that move. But you're right. Yeah, they can't use bully in their product, I guess. After the match, the Singh brothers gang up on Mr. Kendricks, and Tozawa comes down for the save. What's going on here between Tozawa and Kendrick? Is it just common foes, or do these guys have history of partnering up?
So you had Kendrick forcefully wanting to mentor Tozawa in the beginning. They had a rivalry. They went your separate ways.
I remember
they
that.
Came back, and then now they're at a point of just mutual respect for each other after months and years of that. So they're coming back, and they found common ground in the Singh brothers.
That's good, man. That's good. I like it, man. Serviceable. I love a tag match. I feel like I do just as much criticism as we give the WWE for having so many championship titles. I do feel like there's a need for cruiserweight tag team championships because there's no stakes in a lot of these tag matches, and you can only build like, so many rivalries.
People like to complain about all the titles, but they're all on different brands, so it doesn't. They don't really intersect. I don't see the issue with that.
I see people making the argument they lose their prestige, but I mean it's different rosters. Well, it's supposed to be different rosters.
It's different rosters, different brands, different people, fighting for it. It's not going to be the same thing,
Yeah, no, I mean very true, very true. And like I said, yeah. So I feel like there should be some cruiserweight tag championships. Just like I said, to add to the ease of the storytelling of these tag matches that we're getting weekly, who would you put those straps on first? The inaugural cruiserweight tag champions. Would you put it on the Singh brothers or someone else?
For me, in my opinion, it'd have to be the Singh brothers or the Lucha House Party.
One or the other. Yeah,
has to be one of them.
Do you think Lucha House Party would do the Freebird style, like the New Day? Or do you think two members would be the clear champions?
I think they, for whatever reason, they tried doing something similar like that on the main roster, and it wasn't received well. So I don't see them doing like that, because then they're going to be compared too much to the New Day. Right. I don't think we don't need that. Like, they need to be their own thing.
That's true. That's true. So which two members?
I'd give it to Metalik and Dorado for sure.
Yeah,
they haven't had a chance to win anything yet.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, man, I can't argue with that. So here we go. We got a part one of a 3-part interview with Humberto Carrillo. Essentially, what I got out of this was bland babyface, man. Talk about growing up in Mexico, being a wrestling fan. An overplayed story, in my opinion. I want to see what this guy's about. But I see you got to sell a personality. I don't know, man. This interview was a miss for me, man. What about you?
Yeah, I thought it was a good introduction.
Yeah.
Start introduction to him. If most people don't know where he is or his lineage, so I thought it was a good surface introduction. I think we'll get more deeper as the weeks go on. Yeah. You'll start to get a deeper character, and the same thing happened with Apollo Crews when he came out. People, he just like Carrillo, he was just athletic, real badass wrestler, and like people weren't feeling him, so they in NXT they dug in more into his personal story and put it out there, whatever, and people loved him. So then they move him into the main roster like that, and the same thing, people don't know who he is. They don't get a chance to connect with him. So I think learning from that, they don't want to mess this up, because this guy's got lots.
He looks
of
like a blue chip, man. He really does. Like, this kid,
got some sexy ass dimples, man.
I wasn't gonna go there, but yeah, I did go off last week. I think about how good looking the guy was.
Shout out to Pride Month.
But shut up, dude. A month is behind us. Who's crushing those vignette backstage interview, like getting over my personality was we'll get into it later in the show, but Killian Dane. They are doing that perfect with him.
Dude is hungry, yo.
Oh, he is my hungry.
God. Him and when they put him down here, the first thing he said was, "This is a promotion."
Yeah,
that's how he's viewing it, and he's gonna go, dude. He's gonna kill it.
Yeah, I believe so too. Him and even though we're talking now NXT, but him and Keith Lee are like the two guys I'm most excited to see really break out and get to like the top of whatever card they're on, because that's where they belong. They really do. But let's get back to the 205 Live action. We're taking away from the shine here, and there's plenty of shine on the show. We get Jack Gallagher next, facing off against Devin Justin. So apparently, one of the Justin brothers, they weren't a one and done. They got double duty. Did the Justin brothers, were they on SmackDown? Is that why he got it onto 205 Live too?
It had to have been.
I want to say because they were involved in a squash match, but I thought it was against if memory serves me correct, it was against who was it against? Was it against Viking Raiders? No.
It was either Viking Raiders or Heavy Machinery, but yeah, they were. I believe they were on the show, and they got squashed. Which evidently they did a good enough job to come back. At least one of them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and Devin Justin looks all right, man. Obviously, you can obviously tell that this was one of those like local enhancement talent thing. You can always tell when it's not somebody that WWE is really invested in. You're here to do the job. You know what I mean? But
Right.
they did make the match. It wasn't like a monster beatdown because that would have just been weird with Gallagher. During the match though, we got Mr. Mike Kanellis. Explain to me again, why is Kanellis blaming oh god, why is it
Drake Maverick?
Yeah, thank you, Drake Maverick. Why is he blaming him for ruining his life?
Well, Mr. Maverick over here wants to be the 24/7 champion, throwing in Mike Kanellis in haphazard matches against haphazard opponents, and what, not being prepared or for whatever reasons, Mike Kanellis ends up taking the L. And then when he gets that big win, especially against Kendrick, he feels he moved up in the card. He feels he should get that main event. Maverick's nowhere to be found. He's over there fondling the title somewhere. And this is angering and frustrating Maria as Kanellis as they continue to lose and lose and lose, and they're not getting any feedback from Maverick, which just crossed a friction point between them. And matches made in heaven set the fires in hell, and that's what happened here.
Nice. Actually, that was way more in depth than I was expecting. That was awesome. But yeah.
But sadly, no impregnation today.
No impregnation today. They had to pull back on him, man. You got to keep it hot,
Yeah, keep it hot. Pull out.
Jesus Christ. Someone else who tried to pull out a victory was Mr. Justin. He rolled up Gallagher during Mike's little breakdown on the outside of the ring, and Gallagher kicks out and then gives him a running headbutt. Not even like a standing still. Like Gallagher charged him with this headbutt, and it's like one of my favorite finishers now. It's just Jack Gallagher's headbutt. Yeah, and he got the victory. Backstage, we get more between Mike Kanellis and Drake Maverick. Maverick sincerely is apologizing to him, saying that he needs to be a better general manager, a better husband.
Finally.
Yeah, he's sounds like he's trying to take ownership for it. To no avail though. Mike doesn't care because Mike says pretty much the damage is already done. You know what I mean? Like I'm going, like you said, he's already going through hell. Apologizing isn't gonna magically take him out of it. So it's hard to really figure out who the bad guy is here. Although gut would tell you it's gonna be Mike. Mike lays into him, and Drake issues a fine, which just sends Mike further into his irate state. And that was it. So
then he tells him, of course he'd do that when he has another mouth to feed. Just another wrestler who'd be broke without WWE.
Yeah. Oh, poor
Damn.
Mike. I feel for him.
Damn.
It's hard to feel like on one side, he's pissing and moaning about losing. You know what I mean? Blaming someone else for his losses. But I mean, I get it. Like you articulated it very well. So I'm conflicted with how I feel about Mike, man. I'm conflicted with the whole storyline. But I'm engaged. So that's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
So the main event here, boy, man, I was wore out by this point, man. But so I was half in and out of it. But it was a car crash between Lorcan and Daivari. I'll let you go over it, but I'll just really quick. My favorite spots were the backdrop Lorcan received off the stairs onto the chairs that were set up, kind of like a table, and then the superplex off of the finish of the match of the tables. That was mwah. It was nice. It was super.
It was nice. It was a spicier match.
It was, man.
Dude, a car crash is the best way to describe this thing. They just went 100 miles per hour in this match, throwing each other into stairs, off tables, chairs, ladders. The chairs played an important detail into the story. That's how this feud began.
Yeah,
was with some chair shots through the back, whatever. And they were just laying into each other, DDTs onto the chairs, camel clutches into the chairs. It was just chairs, chairs, and chairs, man.
It was a lot of chairs, yeah. So
A lot of chairs and not a lot of chances to sit down because you had to be off your seat for this one, man. These guys were fucking
corny, man.
Can't.
So corny. Oh my gosh.
No, man, like the crowd was on their feet
Yeah.
for this one, man. They were in it. Nobody was sitting down. No one. Usually, when you have in this day and age, you have people trying to record with their phones or they're at a live show. Phones were down. Everyone was off their seats. Everyone was into this match, man, and it was freaking amazing, man.
I'm glad to see it. I wonder if it's just based on like what city they're in, because from what I gather, they're still going. It's right after SmackDown goes off the air.
Right.
They shoot 205 Live, and as people exit, they migrate everyone close to the ring to try and give you that more the atmosphere.
Maybe it is people dissatisfied with the main roster, what's going on SmackDown and on Raw, that they're sticking around more. But each time, each show, brick by brick, they're keeping people more engaged and they're keeping people more interested in 205 Live, and it's just being built up and built up. It's a slow build. It's been a slow grind for a minute now, but they've been laying those bricks
with a shaky start too. A shaky start, but
they're getting people to stay. Not normally you get a few people, filter in and out, whatever. But for the majority of the part, most of the people are staying now. Most of the people want to see these main events. When we have the fatal four ways, these anything goes matches, these last man standing matches, whatever you have in these main events, people want to stay for because they know it's going to be amazing.
That's good. And it's exactly what they need. Like I said, from a production standpoint, I wish you could do what they do for NXT and just take away the live aspect and just go ahead and just do tapings in front of like Full Sail. Or like just like a really hot crowd, man. Although, like I said, the crowd is getting more into it, but you can see with what they're doing on NXT that Full Sail, just they give their everything, for those performers. The crowd there really do, man. And they boo the heels, and they're cheering the faces. And they add a big element to that show, and not that 205 Live doesn't. But you gotta, like I said, man, it's hard to sit there hour on hour and still be as amped as you can be. But it's a minor gripe, man. I'm happy with the 205 Live product. Like I'm actually happy to watch it again. Like I said, man, I've said it on the first 2 episodes. I'll say it again. I'm happy you convinced me to do this because they're becoming my favorite shows to watch. Absolutely. Lorcan won this match. Essentially by accident. After the superplex spot, Lorcan just wound up laying on top of Daivari, and they were both completely incapacitated. And Lorcan was able to get the victory because Daivari's shoulders were down and Lorcan was just dead on top of him, and that's how he got the win. So
fluke victory.
Yeah,
fluke.
Pretty much.
You hear me, Oney Lorcan, you goblin. That was a fluke victory, and you're only in the main event because of Daivari De Niro. I know you're listening to this. I know you see me on Twitter talking shit. I know I see you.
Yeah, man. So where do they go with this? Does this just continue, or does this eventually lead to a title shot against Gulak or Nice?
In my mind, these two are the #1 contenders.
Yeah,
heading for that after Nice eventually loses to Gulak because Gulak is just too much for him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I'm loving Gulak's new look. I forgot to mention, I think at one point we got a backstage recap from, or I think it was actually after the match.
It was after the match.
The match, yeah.
We get Slickback Gulak talking about Tony Nese not doing anything with the title, not elevating it. The program stayed the same with Nese as the champion. Nese, telling Gulak that he's become mad with power. Gulak telling him that nobody cared about his 8 abs and winning to get to the top of WrestleMania. Didn't mean anything. Then we get Nese telling him he knew that if he needs to get back to the top where he needs to be, he needs to get past Gulak. I feel he said it before WrestleMania. He said that, and it's been true now that he cannot reclaim that top spot without getting past Nese. Gulak, I know.
Yeah, I feel like Nice needs to be part of like a heel tag team, honestly. And I don't know, something about Nice just doesn't. I know the guy can go in the ring.
It's one of those things. The same thing. Again, like with Apollo Cruz, those type of guys. They're just. I feel like they're just missing. They need to find that one thing that makes them click.
And that's exactly it. And I mean, the only thing that jumps to my mind: throw Nice on SmackDown, take him off 205 Live, throw him on SmackDown, and put him in like a good heel tag team, someone that he can play off of.
We run into the issue we're having all of these people already on SmackDown, adding more and then more tag teams. They don't even know what to do with the ones that are on there to begin with.
Yeah, I'm referencing like in a perfect world. Yeah, obviously going to SmackDown in its current state wouldn't solve any problems, but
the main roster took Ali, Cedric Alexander, and Buddy Murphy from 205 Live, and they haven't done anything with any of them.
That is true. Ali just is cutting those pre-tape stuff.
Amazing. Dude, those promos, those pre-tape promos.
You said they took Buddy Murphy and who else again?
Cedric Alexander.
Cedric's on Raw. Yeah, and
not really done anything with them, man. They've just been doing cameos here. Not even that. And they've really bought into Buddy Murphy's gimmick as the best kept secret.
Yeah, no.
I haven't heard anything from him, man.
That's true. That's just how big of a secret it is. He's just not there.
But like, if you watch like main event and stuff, whatever, you have Ali going against Buddy Murphy, and they've been killing it, man.
Yeah.
They haven't lost a step. They're there.
There's no way I can watch main event unless something like it feels like because nothing will happen on there.
Well, I feel like main event is where they work their matches out or they practice different things. Dana Brooke,
she got busted open on main event.
She did.
Yeah.
And she's added so much more to her moveset. She's been out there grinding, putting in the work, man. Sarah Logan polishing herself.
And then you put in the beat the clock challenges. Like,
right.
Oh, I don't want to go on that rant again. Man. Yeah, dude, I don't want to go on that rant again. God, I hate beat the clock challenges. That is the worst gimmick match like that WWE's probably ever come up with. Wait, no, that's not the case because they've come up with some garbage fire gimmick matches.
Right.
But anyways, that was 205 Live, man. 205 Live was, like I said, great stuff. Great stuff. I need to watch it when I'm fresh, though. Not when I'm wore out. Not when I'm tired and sore, man. But let's go ahead. Let's move on to what I just wrapped up, Mr. NXT, where we will see in the main event the tag titles defended. Your champions, the Street Profits, taking on the team of Oney Lorcan, once again doing double duty, and Danny Burch, right? Danny Burch?
Yeah. I want to point out, Lorcan's only in the main event after he got in with Daivari De Niro. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't know. Something strikes me that this was pre-taped, because I don't know how Lorcan would go from that car crash of a match.
Let me live a kayfabe, man. Let me live from my
from that car crash on 205 Live in, where were they, like New Hampshire, and then flew down to Full Sail to go in a tag team championship match. Yeah, kayfabe wise, that is not smart. You know, you're gonna have a damn let's just call it a hardcore match, and 24 hours later go for like tag titles. No, not smart, Mr. Lorcan, not smart. But the night started off with Io Shirai debuting her new heel gimmick. She got a complete makeover, and I love every bit of this look, man. I don't even know much of her outside of that match you had me watch, right? She was in that match you had me watch.
Yeah, she had the same vibe, aesthetic that she had in that match, and Lucha Underground against Pentagon.
That entrance music is fire, absolute fire.
Every now and then, these guys pop out some nice ass fucking music themes, man.
I wonder who's who's the one coming up with that? Because they got rid of, I think, Jack Johnson. They got rid of him.
Yeah, it's what's their names? I think it's CFO's money or something like that. They've been, after they got rid of Johnston, these guys did the Finn Balor theme, the original Nakamura theme. Yeah. Pretty much everybody's I feel like they've tried harder with others, like with Bobby Roode's Glorious or AJ Styles.
Did you know Bobby Roode's Glorious was originally meant for Nakamura?
So glad they decided to change that, because that would be terrible.
From what I gathered, it was Nakamura who passed on it. Said it did not fit him at all.
Yeah, so what they do in NXT, they'll come up with few samples, different things, whatever, and the wrestler will actually have this go ahead, like, okay, this is it, or they'll get a say so in it. And so they've had some hits with the Nakamura one, the Bobby Roode, AJ Styles Phenomenal, Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Others, I
Seth
feel
Rollins
like they just
had a part in his, because you know how like in the beginning of Seth Rollins' theme, well now they scream like burn it down in that little. Well, they didn't always used to do that. It was just silence that would and then lead into the theme, and apparently just Vince didn't like that silence. Like one day he just woke up and he was like, I don't need that. We need to put something there, and so they made a couple samples.
They want to recreate that the glass breaking of Stone Cold.
Right. I'll say now, like at first I wasn't about it, but now I can't picture the entrance without that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But back to Io over here. The music's awesome. I love how the strobe light kind of creates like a vignette of her. It was really good. She came down to the ring obviously to push her new heel persona. She gets on the mic. She's just simply lays out there, I don't need any of you. Short and sweet, and that was it. She was getting booed out the building, man, while she was out there too. The Full Sail was laying into her.
I feel like her attacking Candice LeRae was the perfect person to choose to have that be in that
because of how lovable Candice LeRae is.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's true. Who's I'm gonna butcher her name, but she's like another like top baby face is Kat. Jesus. What's her last name? Zantangaro or
Ricochet's girl.
I don't know. I didn't know that, but
I know who you're talking about. I forgot her name.
Yeah. She is like she just screams like face. Like that girl seems impossible to look at as a heel. But she's really early in her career too. But
she just started this year, bro. Like she got a long way to go. Out of coming from Ninja Warrior, yeah. She's got something there, you know. She just needs a lot of work for sure.
Yeah, she does. I like how they're doing her too, putting her on the NXT house shows. It's a good spot. So it looks like even though that Vince isn't a fan of press conferences, he doesn't mind Triple H having NXT rather having some press conference type segments.
NXT's been having those, even sometimes outside the arena. Vince McMahon does not have anything to do with NXT.
Yeah, he don't even watch the show, man.
Anything. It's all Triple H.
Yeah, but that reminds me of NXT UK's takeover where the crowd was chanting, "Are you watching, Vince?" That got bad. Apparently, like a reporter touched on that to Triple H, and Triple H was like, "Hey, look, man, if you want to keep your job, we're gonna pass on this question."
Right.
But anyways, Dream's having probably like the funniest press conference I've ever seen, because he opens up to the floor for questions. He only takes 2 questions and he refuses to answer both of them, and then that was the press conference. The first question is, who will be your next opponent? And Dream simply states he did not approve of that question, so next. And then another reporter asked him something to the extent of, like, how do you respond to what Roderick Strong said? And Dream, once again, brushes it off, insults the reporter, and then proclaims no more questions and walks off. And I laughed. I was like, oh, man, I thought we were actually getting, like, a cool press conference, but no, like, it was...
Dream does the most with his promos, man. None of his promos are ever the same.
I'm telling you, man, it was good. I was entertained. I was expecting to be entertained by like a cool press conference, and then I ended up just being entertained by like Dream's unwillingness to stay in front of everybody. I don't know. Oh, it was good. We followed it up with Damian Priest, who I guess I gathered that Damian Priest lost his debut match. What was because they got Damian Priest from what? From Impact, right? And he was under a different name.
He was an Impact, Ring of Honor, MLW, as Punishment Martinez.
Punishment Martinez, that's the name. Yeah, I remember hearing that.
Yeah, he you know, when you come here new, it doesn't really matter if you win or lose. You know, eventually you get repackaged. You're a new character, so that's whatever.
I mean, well, didn't geez, what's his? Why am I? Aleister Black lost his debut match, didn't he?
No, he was undefeated.
I swear he lost his debut match over on NXT UK.
Oh, I mean, but he was still Tommy End.
That's what I'm saying. Though. He
Black,
lost. Yeah, he lost. But yeah, now look at him. You know, he's arguing with a chair. No, that's terrible. No, I'm excited for his match actually.
Wow.
I didn't mean to take a jab at him, but I did. Now I just gotta
Please
own it.
at this guy. Tell him what you really think about that comment.
I didn't mean, like I said, I didn't mean to take a jab at him. But once you take a jab, you just have to own it. You don't apologize for that stuff.
I'm gonna step away from that one. Step right into this breakout tournament match with Jordan Miles.
We still got to cover the Damian Priest and Blanco Loco.
Oh shit, you're right.
Yeah, so Damian Priest apparently is NXT version of Mortal Kombat's Nightwolf. Is what I got out of that.
Okay.
Something about like the bow and arrow thing. Look, man, I like his arsenal, but boy, dude, I want him to ditch that tornado roundhouse that he's got. Just because I watch so much MMA, and that is a dangerous move. Like one miscalculation, and your opponent is going to sleep for real. Like,
dude, this guy's been doing that move for like more than 10 years, man.
Yeah. How many people he knock out with that? He had to have knocked some people out with it.
It's wrestling, man. Everyone's gonna get hurt every now and then.
You remember? You watched that match with I can't remember who his opponent was, but Loki. Loki came out and did a flying like somersault kick to his opponent, knocked him out cold instantly in the match. And he should have done the smart thing and pinned that guy like right away. He would have got over like a monster. But it's
Loki's my guy, but man, he could be a dick.
Dude, I can't stand Loki, bro. I hate Loki so much.
That's my guy, man.
Dude, Loki is a POS, man. But the funniest thing was he tries to wake the dude up and wrestle with this guy who's obviously severely concussed. Dude, like I said, just coming from watching, like, you know, probably about, oh my God, like what, about 14, 15 years of MMA. Like you know when someone is out, boy, and that dude, that boy was out, man. Loki knocked him out so bad. But back to Mr. Priest. I like his arsenal, man. I'm always a fan of the strikers. You got a jump and switch kick in there. You got a flying uppercut in the corner. He got a Falcon Arrow. Like he just like. Was that a botch? Like, cause he Falcon Arrowed that dude, but that dude like launched off of him. Like it's like he lost the grasp on him or something. I don't know. It was good though. He got the Falcon Arrow, and then like I said, he got some lariats. I'm a big fan of lariats. Mr. Bradshaw got that clothesline from hell. It's not quite there, but you know he got a lariat in there, and then like I said, that tornado roundhouse, which they're deeming the cyclone boot. And then, but then he's got it's weird, out of all those strikes, and then his finisher is like Cody Rhodes, Crossroads. Or what are they calling it? I didn't catch the name of that move.
I didn't catch it either. It's one of those things, you know, they start off, maybe the finisher doesn't hit, they end up changing it later. Yeah. You'll find something that if it doesn't catch, you'll find something.
Because you got all those strikes, and then you finish it with the Crossroads. It just didn't seem to fit for me. But I mean, it's cool. I can't wait to see him some more.
You had like was Bobby Roode was playing around with different finishers till he found that his version of that DDT.
Yeah, that float over DDT, the glorious one.
So it's like here you can still work things out and find something that works when you're starting out, you know.
The most painful person to watch have to get a new finisher was Seth Rollins when they took away his curb stomp. Yeah, him going with trying to do the ripcord knee, essentially trying to capitalize on Okada and Omega's.
Yeah,
essentially, yeah, combining Rainmaker and V Trigger. But yeah, ugh, it never connected. It's just that's a like a simple move that's too complicated to make look good. Which I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how it got.
Gonna roll with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, like you said, you just gotta own it, whatever, man. But yeah, Damian Priest, man, coming in, looked like he's gonna be a problem for some people.
Dude is smooth, man.
Yeah, he is. He looks cool, man. He looks cool. Like I said, man, once he started pulling out that invisible arrow, all I could get in my head was Nightwolf from Mortal Kombat.
Nightwolf, he looks like a rock star vampire dude. Like, this dude is he's just sexy as hell, man. Yeah, I said it.
Hey, man, yo, else sexy as hell with his talking, which caught me off guard, was Killian Dane, dude. I did not know that this dude could deliver promos. I thought he was the strong, silent type, man. Oh my god, though, I was wrong. I'll be the first to admit it. I was wrong, dude. This
somebody a chance, man, and they'll take it, man.
Yeah, this one promo he cut with that vignette style backstage, watching the projector of essentially Anarchy playing.
Well, he was retelling his time with the over there with the IRA.
Yeah, I think, I mean, that's what I got from it. I thought he was just talking about like what it was like to grow up in Scotland. I was like, damn, Scotland's a dangerous place.
Well, you gotta remember during that time there was, had that revolution going on.
Yeah,
it was, like it was crazy times, man. You had pipe bombs being thrown everywhere. It was wild.
He said, man. It was he compared it to living under martial law. The chaos and violence that was going on. He's talked about various things that he couldn't hear out of one ear because of a car bomb that went off, like on his street or block. But he was very captivating, and
this is what we were talking about with getting people invested in someone's character and everything, like we had with Carrillo and Apollo Crews and Tony Nese. That was not saying we have to go into all their deep, sad lives, whatever. But if you give someone a chance to let them in, people are gonna relate. People are gonna connect. I'm interested in hell to see what this guy does, because this guy's hungry.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, the two people that I am most excited for, is easily Killian Dane and Keith Lee. Like those guys have got me the most hype. They can't even get on my TV fast enough. You know what I mean?
Right. We had that little package with Keith Lee after that. Was it after that?
No, that came later in the night. Yeah, but I mean, we'll touch on it now because it didn't really play into anything. Yeah, he cut a package as well, kind of showing his highlights. So that year one didn't go his way, but year two is going to. And he pretty much just says, man, it's his dream to be the main event of whatever promotion he's on. And I'm dude, all for it, bro. In my eyes, that guy is already ready to be NXT champion. He's got all the tools. Like, he is polished.
Very few people, like, once they enter a room or it's your screen or whatever, they just catch your attention, man.
Yeah.
This guy is one of those super mega charismatic dudes, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That dude could not only be NXT champion, he could be WWE, he could be Universal. You could put any title on that guy. The only title I wouldn't put on him is like the United States champion. I feel like he's above the United States championship belt.
It's above me. Listen, Dusty Rhodes was singing this guy's praises for years.
Yeah,
and I'm glad they finally starting to pay attention to him, man.
Yeah, man. He's it. Like, ain't much more we can say about it than that. Like, that guy is it. The guy is money. Just hopefully WWE will believe in him. You know what I mean? Like I said, I am scared for him on the main roster because I'm scared that Vince will just see like another monster. You know, just another big guy, like another Braun Strowman, another Big Show, another freaking.
Yeah, you don't want to start to get compared to people. Like, I see some people were trying to compare Damian Priest to a Baron Corbin already, just because of the similar body type or whatever.
Yeah. I could see the why they would compare him, but
yeah. But the guy he beat, I don't know if he did him any favors. What was his name? Blanco Loco?
Crazy Blanco Loco is the closest thing to like a jobber I've seen NXT have.
I mean, like normally they give them like they'll go with their real names. They'll give them something, a gimmick name or whatever. But Blanco Loco,
that is not that dude's in-ring name. Like that is not his full-time name.
The best they could come up with was Crazy White Boy. Like really?
Yeah, that's true.
Like that's it. Yeah, like that. Did someone get injured and they was like, okay, let's just throw this guy in there, like, because normally they give some.
You told me they didn't do that. You said they use up and comers.
This was super rare.
Yeah, like they use up and coming guys. They don't pull bums off the street. Not that Blanco Loco was a bum. No, I'm not saying that. But
they work in the performance center. They do the house shows and everything. So evidently he worked his way up here, but. Or I don't know what happened, but they don't normally.
That could not be his full-time name, though. Like that is.
Well, that's one of those things. They usually come in with their indie name. That's probably his indie name.
Maybe
coming into it, and then he'll change it to something like I don't know what they change their people's names to.
It's roll of the dice on how good it's going to be, though. It is
right.
A roll of the dice with. Oh boy, that's got to be a nerve-wracking thing. It's like, okay, you have to go to the office, and now we're gonna go ahead and give you a new name, and you're sweating, like you are sweating.
In NXT, from what I've gathered, they usually give them like a list of, if you don't come up with one yourself, an idea, whatever. They usually have a preset list of names for you, or at least what they worked with ideas for, and then you get to choose or whatever. For example, Jordan Miles was ACH in the Indies, whatever, and this name is clearly all his doing. Miles, I assume it's from Miles Morales, the Spider-Man character. So I see other guys have more creativity in choosing their names, like Damian Priest. That's clearly all Punishment Martinez's idea.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, I'm not mad at Damian Priest.
You get some people that it just they clearly couldn't think of anything, so they went with whatever NXT gave them, and some of them are hits, some of them are miss.
Who has had the worst name change?
What was the guy's name? Some people like Cameron Grimes. Other people like Trevor Lee better.
If you were just
for me off the top of my head, we'll see it next week in NXT. Bronson Reed is probably the worst name I've seen.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of Bronson. Yeah, I'll say the one name that bothered me, but it's, you see, like a lot of the names you have to let grow on you, because I remember they were getting a lot of flack whenever Killian Dane came in, and he was formerly known as Damo. And they were like, "Oh, Killian Dane is like the worst thing, you know," and that name has since grown on me. The initial shock of just changing someone's name, kind of is pretty much always going to be received negatively, and only time will tell if it gets over.
It just depends. Like I was mentioning Bronson Reed, his name used to be what is it? Jonah Rock. Jonah Rock was his name.
Jonah Rock, that's cool.
That is cool as hell. Bronson Reed, I don't know, man.
They just changed that dude's name. Who does the air guitar?
Oh yeah, they just shortened it.
Bugenhagen or something.
Yeah, to Eric Bugaz, I think, or Boogers, something like that.
Something like that.
They obviously they want the copyright, the name over it, the trademark. Yeah. So they're gonna change your name regardless.
Yeah. Unless you have a really juicy contract.
Right. But so a lot of these guys get their names changed. They're I don't know if you want to call them. I guess they're rookies, whatever you want to call them, coming in. But a lot of these guys are just ready to break out.
Yeah, man, they're so ready to break out.
And we've been seeing that with this tournament, literally. Like these guys, every
match of the two shows right here. We take 205 Live and take NXT. Who had the best match? It was this breakout tournament match, man. Jordan Miles and Boa.
Boa is one of the few guys left that they grabbed from China. Yeah. Him and Xia Li are the only ones left.
Boa looks good. He's
come a long way, man. He still needs a lot of work. Still needs a lot of work. It doesn't seem as comfortable still, but he put it in, man. He put in some work.
Yeah, man. Well, it's a shock too whenever you have to learn different styles of wrestling.
Right.
That's kind of like what New Japan does with their young lions. they send them on excursion. They send them to go out to other promotions and learn how other promotions wrestle, because everybody does it different. Like one of the things I heard most is and maybe you'll appreciate me knowing this is down in Mexico, they do things reverse than they do things like up here in the States. I think it's something like to the degree of like you work over, like normally here in the States, like you work over like your opponent's right arm a lot of the time, and then in Mexico it's always like on the left side or something along those lines.
Right.
But yeah, and so that's good. That I like that. That's what they do. But it's always got to be initially hard, man, to have a craft and be well in your craft, and then you go somewhere else and they just say you got to relearn everything.
The way New Japan does it with their young lions, once they get to excursion, it just depends on what style of wrestler you want to be. If you want to be more acrobatic, more lucha style, they're going to send you over to Mexico so you can learn that style. If you want more, if you're going to be a more technical wrestler, they're going to send you to England or Europe over there. Or if you want to be more hybrid of everything and do more promo work, whatever, they'll send you to the States, like Ring of Honor, or something, even like Sanada was an Impact, and all that stuff. Just depends on what kind of wrestler you want to be.
That's a good point, man.
Boa, very well versed in MMA. I mean, Muay Thai was his primary style. So as you see, he's been with all the kicks and the knees, he throws the elbows. He's trying to find a way to incorporate that into a wrestling thing. And I feel like he can do it. It just takes one of those things that's going to take time, because this one was all Jordan Miles.
Yeah, Miles' personality shined in this match. Like rarely do you see a wrestler smile, and that's kind of his thing. He's got that cocky smile the whole time.
If you ever seen him live, man, this guy he steals the show, man. This guy is so energetic, man. This guy's a ball of energy.
Yeah, he reminds me of just like a smaller, like a slightly smaller Apollo Crews. He looks like he's got a lot of power compacted into that small frame.
Right.
And he's also like super athletic. That dude that match was fast paced, and that dude looked like he wasn't even breathing hard at the end of it. Like
but even beyond the athleticism, it's the ring awareness, the conditioning, just the experience of wrestling that this guy has, wrestling someone not as experienced as him, and they put on a good ass fucking match.
Hell of a match, dude. Hell of a match. This tournament is quickly proving that it is got the best wrestling. So this was the third match of round one. There's only one more match. There's only one more match left for round one, and that'll take place next week. Jordan Miles won this match. It was a competitive match, but yeah, Miles was just way too much for Boa towards the end of this thing. He got him with his personality and his athleticism. His finishing move is a 450. We'll see.
Little shout out to MVP over there with the ball in.
yeah.
I like that he did it before the 450. He throws the ball, and then it's visually, as he's doing the 450, as fast as he's doing it, it looks like the basketball rolling as he's hitting him.
I didn't make that connection, but now you say it. Yeah, I got you now.
It's not a reach, damn it. It's true.
It's true.
I said it.
But I'm stoked, man. I'm stoked for next week breakout tournament match. That's probably going to be, as of right now, that's the biggest match I'm excited for out of all of next week's wrestling. And then Shayna Baszler has her after the match. Shayna Baszler's backstage. Another kind of like press conference type deal, but this is more like reporters with their mics and phones in her face. And dude, Shayna Baszler says one of the truest things I've freaking ever heard, and it's surprising that I haven't heard it more. So who was the girl that we covered last week that won and then called Baszler out?
We're talking about Mia Yim?
Yeah. So she's responding to Yim calling her out, and she states the obvious, like, yeah, I got the title, I'm the biggest target. But what she got me was she was so right in this. Mia Yim's story is overcoming the streets, coming from like poverty or coming from having nothing, and now you're a star. Wrestling, fighting has saved your life. And Shayna Baszler said that, man, that is like the most overused story in combat sports in general. And it really is. Like the second she said it, I'm like, man, that is like every other fighter, has got that damn story. They got nothing else. Fighting's all they can do, and that's what saved their life. And it really, dude. Like the moment she spoke that truth, I'm on Team Baszler out of this one. Like I don't know, man. It struck a chord with me. It really did. It struck a chord. Okay. Yeah, because it's so true, man. Like I said, I've kind of overplayed it on this episode. As much MMA as I've watched, and then wrestling. That story is you can rinse and repeat that story on anybody, and it kind of takes away the specialness, I guess, of a lot of these guys.
I feel like within the coming weeks we're gonna see that it's deeper than that.
Hopefully
we're gonna see Mia Yim really shine because that girl's been ready, man.
Yeah, I hope she's good on the mic, man. I know a lot of people are hating on Baszler, and I don't see. She is easily the most credible women's champion in NXT.
Here's a hot take. All these dudes hating on Baszler. It's all a sexual thing, all right? They don't find her appealing. They don't feel like they can get into her or whatever. So they hate on her. She's too manly. She's too masculine. She's too dominant. She's too all this stuff. That's just straight up what it is, yo. Because this girl has been nothing but dominant this whole fucking time. She's done everything right. And it's just it all comes down to that. It's all about a aesthetics look thing that people are. That's just straight up what it is, man. Let's just be real.
She strikes me as like a more vulnerable Brock Lesnar type. Like the chick is dominant, but not to the point where it's unbelievable that she can be beaten. Right. Like I think it's like on any day she can lose, but she is a force, and I'm ready for her to be on main. Honestly, I really am. But the thing is I feel like that would be too much if she left while champion like Asuka did, because that's Asuka's. It would. I think. I don't know. Maybe like some time, and I might change my opinion. But then like it's kind of like. Remember when Ember Moon got the NXT title after Asuka vacated it? Ember Moon didn't feel like the real champ because she never overcame Asuka, and I feel like that would be the same thing if Baszler. Just leaves while still champ and vacates it. Like it feels like it's just going to take away from that roster. Like so someone's got to beat her and take that role. Right now, man, I don't know who would it be. I mean, I would say Io with the new look, but you're not going to do heel on heel. So maybe Mia Yim, but I need to see more of Mia, I guess. I don't know, cuz I don't know who would fill that role, man. Baszler is seriously the most credible champ on NXT, or female champ on NXT.
Just not even just female champ, just champ in general.
She's credible, man. Yeah. She's very credible.
Man or woman, man.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. It's true. William Regal announced next week Apollo Crews will be facing Kushida.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Apollo Crews, dude. This match is gonna be fucking insane, man.
You think so?
Hell yeah. Crews has been ready, dude. He's on the sidelines. He's put me in, coach. He's ready.
Yeah.
And then I guess Kushida been calling out everybody. He's been calling out everybody on any brand. Doesn't matter. And they're giving it to him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because Kushida was a hot free agent, man, when he left New Japan.
And he's already fought NXT UK people. He's fought NXT people. 205 Live. Yeah. Now he's going after the main roster, man. I'm so excited how they're working with him, how they're letting him just do his thing, man.
So this would be my argument why. Well, we'll have to see how they do the match, but this would tie into my argument of wanting NXT to go up to like 90 minutes is because I don't want to see like an 8-minute match. You know what I mean? This would be something that you kind of want to see pay-per-view level. Like let these guys have 15, 20 minutes in there, But on an hour-long show. It's just like depends on how you pace it. You know what I mean? It just depends how that show is paced. But no, I'm stoked for it too because but I still don't really know what to expect from Kushida other than that he's a submission specialist. Just because I'm so new with the guy. I'm so new. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked too, man. I'm stoked too. For sure.
You're pretty high on the Street Profits too.
Yeah, man. These guys are fun. I love the personalities, man. I do. The match they had with Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch was good too.
What a match, man.
It was good. The only gripe I had was at no point was I convinced that Oney and Birch were gonna win. Like, it felt like a foregone conclusion that they were not getting those straps, and I was proven correct.
I got so into the match, man. I wasn't even paying attention to the.
Yeah.
If you look at it, like, okay, these guys are champions. There's no way they're gonna lose to these. I wasn't looking at all that. I was just into the match for what it was. Match. Yeah.
I like for there to be stakes. You know what I mean? And I like to believe that.
Oh, you're a steak guy. I got you.
I am a steak guy. Steak guy, man. Medium well. I know that'll piss a lot of people
medium
off.
Well.
Medium
fine,
well.
That's fine. Rock, flag, and eagle, man. I get you.
People tell me, they're like, man, it ain't good unless you cut it directly off the cow while it's still alive and eat it right there.
You need that blood, the little blood trickle, a little vein pop in your mouth. That's what you need.
No, man. I like a little bit of pink in there. I do. I like a little bit of pink in there, but for the most part, no, medium well. Definitely not. Leave some pink. Just leave some pink in there. I'm good.
Leave some pink, medium rare. But you know what was raw as hell? Look at Montez Ford diving over the ring. Man, just landing.
Man. Oh my god.
Overshot Burge completely, landed on the ramp. Just his frog splash, dude. Like, I don't know how he gets so much height. Like, it's insane.
That dude has got some ups, man. I kind of wish I had seen him, and maybe I did, but was what the WWE Combine. I really like to see what numbers that guy puts up. Because that dude is athletic. Oh my god, he got some jumps.
How high do you think his jumps are? RVD or Matt Riddle?
Oh man, I think he's higher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, I think he's higher than RVD.
Like a Seth Rogen era. I got you. Okay. Snoop Dogg level. I got you.
He's Snoop Dogg high, man. Yeah. Oh man, but this match was fun. Yeah, Montez. I love the chemistry between the Street Profits, man. Those guys are good, man. I love the chemistry. And then after the match, we do get the reappearance of Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish at the top of the ramp. So it looks like that is going to be the next feud for the titles. That I'm going to call right now. It's going straight over to Undisputed Era. They're gonna hold all the gold, man. They're gonna hold
already.
Yeah. They're gonna hold all of it, man. They're gonna hold. Those two will hold the tag titles.
You're saying Strong goes over Velveteen
Roderick
Dream?
Strong. Yeah, Roderick Strong's gonna get that
wow.
The North American Championship, and then we already have Adam Cole with that the NXT Championship, and then they're all gonna leave with the belts and go to Raw in 205 with the straps. Leave NXT with no titles. No one has anything to fight over, man. Oh no, but it was good, man. I'm not gonna lie, like NXT. I don't, just because it's so early, I don't want to say it's already my favorite, but I can tell right now this is definitely gonna be my favorite show to watch, and I'm gonna do it right. Like I'm gonna make sure that I'm well rested and ready to enjoy the product, man. Every time. But it was it was terrific. You know what else is terrific? Giveaways. We are doing a giveaway on the show. I can't give this stuff away, man.
Damn.
All you guys got to do, look, I got a little bit of wrestling merch here. Nothing too crazy, but everybody likes free stuff. Free little stuff, Ben. All you got to do. Yeah, just free. Hop on Twitter, man. Hop on Twitter. Put out the post. Watch at SmackDrawPod, you know. Just show the channel some love, man. Just show it some love. Just get out there.
That's all they got to do?
Put the word out for our show on Twitter. Just make sure you add us at SmackDrawPod. Make sure you add us so we'll see it. And I'm going to draw a winner, you know. And honestly, the way it's going, you just got to be the first man. It looks like it's just going to be the first person to do it at this point. It's sad, man. It's true. But just watch it.
As a matter of fact, don't even add us. We'll at you. We'll just give it to you.
Yeah, man. I'm just going to start reaching out like, hey, man, do you want this free stuff? If you see me in your DMs, man, know that you're getting some free wrestling merch.
We're not crackheads. We're not crack addicts, man. We're giving this stuff for free.
We're giving it away, man. Just in exchange for your time. And we're good at this. You know, we are going to become the #1 wrestling podcast in this oversaturated land of podcasts. We are going to be #1. We're going to be #1. We need some
the
polish.
Energy.
I was telling Benji, I know we need a little bit of polish. I know that our look could use a little bit of shine, but it's the substance. You know, when you bite into that steak, you're not worried about the sear lines on the outside. It's that juicy middle you like. And that's us, man. We're the juicy middle of that steak, son.
You heard that, heel pops and chair shots? We coming for you, you motherfucker.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I don't give a damn,
Shit,
bro.
my huevos.
Just need some damn people to watch, man. Watch, share. We appreciate it. You know, I'm joking around. Like, if you are watching, man, we really appreciate it. Hit us up sometime, man. Get down in those YouTube comments. Leave a comment what you thought of the show. If you have any constructive criticism, let us know. If any of Benji's corny jokes stuck with you, hit him up. Talk to us on Twitter, man. Just hit us up. Like I said, man, we're doing this for you guys, man. We all want to be entertained by wrestling, and then we want to feel like we're talking to our friends about the stuff we're entertained, you know? So maybe you
wait, I ain't getting paid for this?
No, you ain't getting paid.
Mother.
Because, you know, maybe you guys are like me. And I'm living in an area where, unfortunately, all my patrons, all my friends around here, none of them are into wrestling. I'm kind of in lonely company. You know,
you just called your friends patrons?
Patrons, not Patreon.
I was like, okay.
Hey, man.
That's how you roll over here. All right.
That's how I roll. I guess so, man. It's gonna come out bad, but yeah, man. So I go on the podcast, man, and I listen to you guys because then it makes me feel like, you know, I'm part of this community, you know, and I got friends that can enjoy the same product, and hopefully we can provide that to you guys. You know, that's what we're doing this for. But thank you guys for joining us, man. Catch us next. What is it? Thursday? Yeah, catch us next Thursday. We cover 205 Live and NXT again. Benji, we're gonna cover Extreme Rules, right?
Sure. We're all excited for Extreme Rules, man.
I am, dude. Come on, man. I'm excited, man. It's in Philly.
Yeah,
How are you gonna screw up an Extreme Rules in Philly? You can't screw that up, man. I'm telling you. That alone, right there, should sell the pay-per-view.
They'll find a way.
I saw a poll, man, in poll asking what people were more excited for between Extreme Rules and Fight for the Fallen, and surprisingly, Extreme Rules won that on Twitter.
When's Extreme Rules? This Saturday?
Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah, Saturday's Fight for the Fallen.
Fight for the Fallen. You can catch me Friday on Squared Circle Addicts. I'm gonna be covering some predictions over there with over there at Great Love 91. I'm gonna be going over that stuff with her if y'all want to check it out.
Dude, I did not approve that. Sponsored.
I do what I want. I do what I want.
No, where are you gonna be at again? Where are you gonna be at?
You can find it at Squared Circle Addicts. Hit her up at Great Love 91.
All right, okay, yeah, y'all heard it, man. That's where Benji's gonna be Friday. I'll see if I think me and Rob we'll put our predictions out on Twitter. I don't think we're gonna do an episode on it. We'll put out our predictions just online. See what you guys think. So next week, make sure to catch our lineup, man. We'll have on Monday, you guys will be able to see our show recapping Extreme Rules. And then on Wednesday, you'll get both episodes, Raw and SmackDown. Hopefully I can get them up before 8 o'clock like I did this week. And then, like I said, Thursdays you're going to catch our 205 Live and NXT recaps. And by the way, if you guys have not heard, go back and watch this week's Raw and SmackDown. Raw, for one, is probably the raciest content I've ever put out, man. I definitely don't need my family listening to that one. And then SmackDown, man, we opened up with some fire on SmackDown. I got a little bit of a soundbite of Kevin Owens' pipe bomb leading into our intro. Man, I listened to that junk. It got me hyped for the show. So check out those episodes. Go back down, like I said, get in the comment section. Drop us a comment. Drop us a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. You know, and you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Benji, any uplifting Zen content you want to... Any life advice for our patrons?
Listen, okay, for all our Patreons, all of y'all. I know we like to complain a lot on wrestling Twitter about who's better than who, Rollins, Ospreay, Enzo, Joey, Janela. We argue about how bad the show is, how how everything's just so tame. We're just waiting for the next thing, you know. Sometimes we're just keep waiting for the next thing. But you know what? Sometimes you just gotta let loose and get extreme.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.